All right, thank you all for coming out today. Saturday's game was one we really have to learn from. You know, we continue to build this culture and this program. We got to learn how to finish games. It's really simple. I thought that we did a lot of things, a lot of good things. I thought we played well enough to win for about 47 minutes, but that's not how long a football game is in college. We talked all week about starting fast. I thought our guys did that. You know, we had a freshman quarterback start, take us down 11 plays, 75 yards, get one in the box, and end up 7-0. For whatever reason, our football team plays much better when we're able to do that early on. When we can get that early score, it carries over to all the other phases of our football team right now. And we understand why, but I don't think that should be essential to us starting fast as a football team. We should be able to do our jobs regardless of the outcome, but it's obviously what we want for the offense. We want them to come out there and work those plays, those openers like we have, and make enough plays to find a way in the end zone. Talking more about Wiley, he played a really solid game. He did a lot of things with his feet. He improvised on a couple. He protected the ball to the best of his ability. We have one turnover. They're deep in our own end zone, or our own side of the field in the fourth quarter that we've got to continue to eliminate. But really did a good job with some throws and made some throws that are pretty big time, and really showed off his arm talent. So bright future that we all got to take a little sneak peek at there. Austin Trammell had a career day for us. He had 10 catches. Freshman running back Juma Otaviano also had a great day. He came in the game, and it was not the intention to play him or for him to have 19 carries, but he ended up having a really hot hand. We saw him play physical. We saw him break tackles, and it was just something that we ended up going with the hot hand, and so he did end up carrying it a good number of times for us. He's also somebody that we know can be in that Wildcat package, but he has the ability to throw the ball down the field as well, so we could see more from Juma as the season continues to go. On defense, we did a much better job of getting pressure on the quarterback, something we've been stressing to the guys. Mason Fine's an outstanding quarterback, and we hit him 10 times and sacked him 3. And Anthony Ekpe had those 3 sacks. I thought he was pretty unstoppable on some of those third downs. Really exciting to see him dominate a game like that. And I thought those hits paid dividends as the game went on. You know, it stinks what happens in the fourth quarter, but you just watched him in the third. He pushed the ball earlier than he needed to on some. Some of the times we were getting sacks or flushing them off the spot, you know, DBs were in coverage jeopardy as well. So that's why we always say rush and coverage have to work together. And so that was really good to see our front get after him the way they did. As the old saying goes, Jack Fox is a stud. And it was true again on special teams this week. He averaged 47.3 yards on 7 punts, 5 of those inside the 20. On the year, he has 12 punts inside the 10, which leads the nation. Oh, and by the way, he had a 76-yard career long on Saturday. In addition to that, we talk about Jack doing Jack things. You know, the first kickoff of the second half, we have 2 people go down there. Anthony Ekpe is one of them, and true freshman Matthew Sams, a walk-on who got his first college experience. They put their hat on the ball comes out, and who recovers it? But Jack Fox. So once again, for the 4th time this season, he's on the Ray Guy Awards 8 list this week, and we think he's very deserving of it, and we think he's a deserving candidate of that award as well. So Jack is somebody that we are absolutely glad that the Ray Guy Award is recognizing. Moving on to UTEP. Can't underscore this enough. It's a huge game for our football team, huge game for our program, and we are working as such. We are attacking this week, no different than we have other weeks. We are putting in the work. Yesterday was a great day of practice. I thought our defense was flying around. I thought they enjoyed hitting people yesterday. It was awesome to see. I think that you look at what we've done with the last run of good teams in this conference and the way we've played them, the way we tried to grow every week. And then you also look at UTEP, and they played a lot of those same opponents and had some good results against them as well. Coach Dibble and his staff, they're doing a great job rebuilding that thing. You know, you look at the toughness they're instilling in their guys. You look at how hard they play. It's different than watching the film from last year. They are a much better team than the film that played Rice last year. And I hope that we are too, and that's what we plan to go out there and show this Saturday. I know a couple things about the game. I know that they will not come here and just lay down, because that's not who they are. and that's not what we want either. I know that it is going to be an absolutely physical football game from start to finish, and we wouldn't want it any other way. It's our homecoming. We hope to have all of our lettermen and alumni back. We want our lettermen to know how important they are to this program as we're building it back. So I hope they all come back and watch it, and I hope we can put on a show for them. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Can you just talk about some of the, particularly at quarterbacks and the challenges that you see with UTEP?
If I was their coach, or?
No, just in terms of game planning and who you see on that team that might be a challenge.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting situation for them. You know, they've had some injuries at quarterback as well. They're to their number 3 guy right now. They're also going to run some Wildcat. It'll be interesting to see. It looks like number 8's going to be their guy. You know, he'll step in there. But when they go to the Wildcat stuff, they don't mind living in that world. And I remember Dana doing that at Kansas State as well. I remember Dana, when he was offensive coordinator, lining up in Wildcat and just trying to impose his will and run it time and time again. You know, old school 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust, and then they hit one over your head. So that's what I expect to see from him, no matter who the quarterback is. I think the Wildcat will be a big component of it, and it's going to be a physical game up front.
How much confidence do you think it instills in the guys to see, you know, you're always trying to motivate them every week, but for them to go out, especially on defense, to get the pressure that they did against North Texas, how much do you think that is a motivating factor in and of itself?
Well, I hope it's huge. And honestly, we put a lot on the defensive line last week. We said, hey, this is on you. We're sick of, you know, the secondary getting blamed, which, again, we all got a job to do. And in this great game of football, somebody's going to have a tough down. You know, if somebody's, as a corner, you're going to be covering somebody and the ball's going to come your way. Sometimes as a D lineman, you're going to get double teamed. Somebody's got a tough down. But we put it on the D line. You've got to be the ones that get pressure. You've got to be the ones that attack this thing the right way. The other thing we've said for a couple weeks now is when we call a pressure, when Coach Smith designs and calls one of these pressures, they have to get home and they have to get hits. And on Saturday they did. We didn't just run into people and get blocked. You saw Blaze Aldridge absolutely truck a running back and knock Mason off the spot right away. And then you saw, of course, Ekpe doing a great job on the sacks he got.
You talk about the physicality in the running game is going to be important this weekend. Over your first 5 games, y'all were averaging about 200. Last 4, it's been about 100. Can you talk about that just decline in production and how y'all are looking at attacking it this weekend?
Yeah, Matt, you know, that's a great question. I wish I could point to it's just this or that in terms of our decline in production, because we are giving the opportunities to the backs. We are trying to do the best job we can up front, moving people. And we've had some things blocked clean that haven't popped, but we've had a lot of times where we couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage also. So there is no one problem with the running game in terms of it being where we want it to be, but we're going to keep grinding. We're going to give the running game its chances, those backs their chances. And I think if we could, like a lot of things right now in our program, if we could pop one early, it probably gives us confidence. It probably helps us. But if not, we're going to keep trying to stay ahead of the sticks and doing whatever that looks like, whether that's 3 or 4 yard runs, and then we'll trust Wiley on 3rd down to deal the ball the way he needs to get us a first down, a new set of sticks, and we'll keep pounding it, and we'll mix in the play action, and we'll just kind of be us. But I wish I could tell you it's this guy's fault or this call's fault or this problem, but it's been the mark of an offensive line in transition a lot of times, of those guys not completely being on the same page at times, to the double teams not being the way they should be, to losing our one-on-ones. And so it's been any number of things, and then again, some cleanly blocked ones where running backs didn't get much that wasn't blocked for them, and that's always disappointing. When you're a Division I college running back and you can get through a hole, you're supposed to make those 4 yard runs into 8 yard runs, and some of them should go to the house and turn into explosives. We've struggled to get an explosive run. I don't think we had any 2 weeks ago, and we had one last game.
And more on that offensive line, it's been kind of guys coming in and out and gelling over the course of the season. You seem to have, you know, a handful of guys that seem to be emerging. And can you talk about the O-line going forward and how confident you are in those guys?
Yeah, I think that the O-line that we're sticking with right now is the best 5 guys we can have on the field right now in the positions where they're best suited to play. And that is Sam Pierce, our senior right tackle, who's playing really good football. And I think he's improving week to week. He's trying to be more physical week to week. Joe Dill is the right guard. Shea Baker is our redshirt freshman center that I think is becoming a master in this system. I wouldn't say he's there. We're not going to anoint him Yoda yet, but he is really coming the right way and putting the time in to be great. And I think he will be great in this conference. Then at left guard, we have Cole Garcia. And at left tackle, we have Clay Servin, and both of them are true freshmen. So 3 freshmen starting together. They're on the left side of the line, and our lone senior's doing what he needs to do. You know, I'm challenging those seniors that are playing for us to play the best football of their career every week. And Sam's really trying to do that, and he has lately.
Well, what were some of the things Wiley did? You referenced it earlier, but kind of that you don't see from a true freshman quarterback. What are some of those things you like?
Yeah, there's a couple things. I mean, just having the ability to go out there and trust in his training. And from the first play of the game on, you know, we had a run pass option, if you will, called. He had the ability to just hand it off, but if he got a certain look, we wanted him to throw it. He just knew it was the right look, so he pulled it and threw it. And he continued to do that all game and manage things the right way. The other thing on that first drive, can you imagine after the first earned first down, your first start, the coaching staff's going to ask you to fake a fumble and then throw a ball 50 yards down the field, and then he completes it. So that was huge. Then you look at the first touchdown. I mean, I would have bet you a ton of money that Wiley Green's first touchdown was not going to be rushing, and I would have lost. But yeah, I mean, he pulled it at the right time and ended up in the end zone. There's a clip I showed the team yesterday. We talk a lot in here about being a predator, you know, imposing your will on people. And at the quarterback position, you don't always have those opportunities to go and knock somebody's head off. But what he did have the opportunity is knowing that there was a free running blitzer coming at him. And instead of backing away or falling away from the throw, he stepped into the throw, looking down the barrel of that blitzer and completed that pass. It was a huge play for us, a first down to Cephas. So those are the kind of things that I think normal freshmen don't do. Matter of fact, there's a lot of seniors that don't do them. So I'm really proud of what he is, and not even going to talk or make any comparisons about Wiley right now. I'm not going to do anything to put a ceiling on him. I'm excited about who he is today, and that's all I want him to be, is the best version of himself today and then a better version tomorrow.
Earlier in the season, you talked about, you know, at the end of the day, whatever that redshirt rule is, guys are going to earn their time, and if you're good enough to play, you're going to play. Do you imagine that you'll change that approach at all with, I think, 4 games left in the season? Maybe trying to, a guy who hasn't played yet, trying to see what he's capable of on the field, or what it may be?
You know, Glenn, I don't think so. I don't think it's fair to put anybody on a college football field until they earn it. I don't want to do that to any of our upperclassmen either. There's people that, you know, are starting to earn that right at this point. There's some great competitions. We know that if somebody can help us on special teams, especially with our injury situation, we're going to let them. If they will earn that right this week, we put them in positions to compete this week in practice. If they'll earn it, they're going to be in there this weekend. So I would love to use that rule. I think Mac Brown used to say if you could only do 15 to 20 plays a game with a true freshman, it's worth burning the red shirt. And we can do it, not even have to burn the red shirt. So that's pretty outstanding.